I'm Vinny, Anand.
And I'm Ronald Austin.
And we are the founders of 40 Love, a creative production company based out of New York City.
And we're here today to talk creative with creatives.
And Blind Barber is a proud sponsor of this entire event. And as you can see,
Blind
they
Barber.
got some dope-ass Pilsner. It's not real alcohol, but they do have real alcohol behind the bar, so come visit their East Village location. Today we have JAMR XZVR on set,
Yep.
ladies and gentlemen. JAMR, the list is so long, but to name a few, you're a recording artist, a entertainer, a creative director, and founder of Grand Scam Recordings.
Ripping motherfuckers all.
Something like that. I've always said, like, if I get the opportunity, I'm going to scam my way into an opportunity to make this music career happen. So if I do it the right way or I got to scam my way into some shit, it is going to happen.
Love it. Love it.
Being a creative director as well, and we know that the music is first and foremost.
Yeah.
Did your experience as a creative director inspire you for the Grand Scam Recordings name? I mean, is that kind of where it came from, or is it kind of like you always had this, inspiration?
Yeah, I definitely would say my creative direction background inspired the name. Like, aside from like the meaning of it, I also wanted something that stood out. Something like, why is this called that? Or, oh, this looks cool on paper, or the copy for this looks cool. And so definitely my creative direction background inspires everything that I do, from my day-to-day to my creative and professional career. So it's a big part of who I am.
Right, because names are hard.
Yes.
Names are fucking hard, man.
You don't want to be forgettable, so that's the biggest thing. So I live by that with everything: song titles, project titles, copy titles, everything.
I mean, I would say, I've known you for a while now, and you definitely always tie story first into everything you do.
Yeah.
When you're a creative director, it's always about how do we tell this narrative in your music.
Mm-hmm.
Right now we're about to do a live performance. It's always about, we start from the story and we work from there.
Exactly.
So can we talk about the beginning of your story? Like, where did Jamar the musician start?
In church, somewhere in North Carolina. So
boy.
most musicians, I started out in the church doing the choir, and then that kind of led to a number of things over the course of my childhood. I did choir in school, formed a band with some...
I was a choir boy too. Yeah.
What'd you sing? What's your octave?
Tenor.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
I should know mine, but I forgot. And it's probably because I'm on camera, but you'll hear that later.
Yeah.
So.
That's why the outfit comes from.
Yeah.
The choir
Choir boy.
the choir boy jumper. But so was that a formative experience, you would say, on the path to being a musician?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Like I said, my early childhood started out in church, and that just sparked different interests through over the course of me growing up. So that moved into church choir, that moved into forming a group with some school peers with mine, that led to marching band, pep band. And then one day in my room, I'm like, I want to be a recording artist. And I've just studied all the greats. I've studied the one-hit wonders, and so I just consume everything, and then lots of pretend concerts in my room. So I love a mirror. I love to pretend I'm at my concert.
So can we get the invite? Can we get the pretend? That's awesome, and that's where it starts, right?
Exactly.
It starts alone by yourself, and I think this thing, which we needed for notes while we're recording, but these things, they get in the way of that, don't they? Those silent moments you have when that inspiration comes. I feel like these things kind of interrupt that spiritual process,
Yeah, somewhat. I also say, especially when you're trying to be consumer facing or audience facing, unfortunately we live in an era where you need to be on camera. So the best practice is at home in your mirror with your phone, and that's how you get comfortable talking to the camera, talking to your peers, and just so you don't forget shit when you go live. And so I think learning how to speak just in private and in public helps all creatives. Just more so to know how to sell your product. So first learn how to speak, and speaking helps you sell your product. So I think it's a big component to any creative's career.
I think we faced that too. When we first started, filmmakers, we said, okay, let's go tell our own story. Well, actually, we started as actors, and then as we were acting, we said, man, the roles are very limited. He was a criminal, I was a terrorist. Sometimes same audition, criminal, terrorist. And we said, let's just tell our own stories,
right?
Because that's so easy, right?
Yeah.
But we went down this journey, and we started to make our own independent TV and film, and that turned into, well, how can we actually pay the bills?
Yeah.
Commercial production, and so much of that is being able to convey not only your own story, but like what's the client's story.
Exactly.
And because they have no fucking idea what your story is, right?
They're just like, make it pop.
Yeah.
And that's code for, I need somebody to help me visualize my idea.
Yeah.
And then, you know, creative direction and film direction go hand in hand, because I like, as a creative director, sometimes I have a very specific point of view for something, but then you need to lean on a film director to bring that that paper product or that hard copy idea to tell it on film.
Absolutely.
Which are two separate processes, but it's very closely related to film directing. So
Talking about process, what is your process with music specifically?
everyday surroundings. If you listen to my music, well, go back. So emotion. So if you listen to my music, you know, I talk a lot about heartbreaks and me spazzing out on people and all things of that nature.
I personally would not want to be on the other side of your heartbreak.
It was crazy.
Because
Yeah, don't mention that one song. You gotta go let them check out that one song. It's called Gunmetal, just if you want to go hear it. But yeah, so like everyday emotions, like experiences, and I'll say what has helped me become a better storyteller in my music is to learn how to process my emotions for word, so that I'm not acting out in public, but using my music as a storytelling platform.
Totally.
And inspiration, like sometimes I'll hear something another song of another artist, or a project, see a project that another artist is working on, and it might just be a word, and I'm like, ooh, this would be a cool song title. Or I'll be on the train and I'm like, I'll hear somebody scream some crazy shit, and I'm like, ooh, this would be a good like project title. And so like literally as my day is going, I'm pulling ideas. I have a whole spread in my phone of song titles, project titles, advertising titles, copyright ideas. So yeah.
Because you sent me those, and I'm like, this is like
I know these guys are sick of me.
I'm like, I mean, like, no, actually, like, I will say, I've never seen a iNote. Is it called iNote? That's what, is that the Apple iNote?
It is, yeah, exactly.
Is it iNote?
Yeah.
iNote?
Is it iNote?
Which is just notes.
Notes.
It's just notes. Is it just, it should be called
it's
iNote.
One of those.
You
Apple,
know.
if you're listening to us, I know.
It was iNote. but no, he sent me these notes, and it's like so detailed, and it's got video, and it's got photo. I'm like, I know you can do this, and you know what I mean? And
That's how I manage my thoughts.
Yeah, so I get an insight, and it's awesome. It does feel like you were on the train, or you were in transit, and like that's you like kind of grab the idea by the horn, and just threw it down, or else it goes away, and that's true.
Exactly.
So your visual language is very strong, but you're a musician. So for me, like when I hear things, I see things, right? But you're a musician. So which comes first for you, the visual or the music?
Like for me specifically, I'd say it alters, and one might counter the other, because as I was previously saying, it literally is like day to day. So I might see something, I might hear something, or I'll be laying in bed and suddenly I'm like, oh, I remember last week I did whatever, and that just like, oh, let me write this down, like that'll be cool for something. But like most musicians, I would say we're first auditory learners, and then we're visual. But then you have unique situations where a lot of artists musicians grow up being graphic artists or something of the nature, so that, you know, just instinctively makes you like a visual person. So I learned both ways, like through someone telling me, or seeing it, or doing it. So yeah.
Were your parents artists? Were they creative as well, or?
As far as I know, no. My mother unfortunately passed away when I was really young, and my dad was God knows where. So.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah.
I'll drink to that.
Definitely drink to that.
You know, I'm joking, but you know, the people who've been through some wild stuff. You know, I thank God my mom and dad were around, you know, for my whole life, and they still are. But my mom grew up without a father and a mother, and it's crazy because you see, there's just issues that you come into this experience with. Like you're not even born yet, and you come into an experience when you don't have a mom and dad, and automatically there's going to be things instinctually that you have to deal with, other people don't. You know, and like I think being an artist, that's one of the greatest gifts, is you get to work through that. I mean, and you know, me and Ron are doing this show because we are trying to make sense of how to actually build a life that has, you know, a business component where you can pay your bills and be abundant financially, but also like do art and like tell your story, and it's fucking hard.
And do
Very
something
valid.
fulfilling and
Yeah.
fun. So,
Yeah.
it's tough, but we always find a way as creatives. I think it's the hardships that teach us how to grind and figure out where to go and when to pivot and when to pull back, when to rest. And I think that's something important for creatives to learn is when to rest. Resting doesn't mean you're giving up. Sometimes you need to like just pump the brakes and figure your shit out. Like I did that. Like with music, I like dropped everything for like probably 5 years, and then one day I was like, I need to do it. Like it's eating at me. I need to get back out there. I need to put the music out. And almost like jealousy and a little bit to artists I don't even know. I would be watching like the VMAs and I'm like, they're up there performing. I want to be performing.
Yeah,
That sounds
yeah.
crazy.
No, it's
but,
real.
so like, yeah, it's just like, so little things like that just made me get back into music and just appreciate the process of being creative director as a musician and a musician as a creative director. So, yeah.
That's great, man. So let's talk about now in terms of like the brand work, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because so many of us now, we're in the age of AI advertising.
Yeah.
It's coming at us in all
Exactly.
forms, photo, video, creative, ideation.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're out here, just like us, and you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I not be AI replaceable, right? Is that a term? That should be a term. AI replaceable. Like, especially coming from the story side where like we rely on the visual output, right? And that visual output now is becoming cheaper and cheaper to make through AI. And now we have to justify why no, you actually need a team and a camera and all the things to make it happen. Like, how are you navigating this? How are you looking at where do I position myself as not only an independent musician, but also the founder of your own label, and then using the creative direction to kind of push that forward? And that's kind of a loaded question. Does that make
But
yeah,
also,
I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
It's a lot. It's a lot. But that's what everyone's doing. It's a lot. Right?
Yeah.
just to understand, this whole thing was made in Sora 2. Nobody's actually here.
What up,
All
Sora?
Sorry, please, if you can
I mean,
answer
is
that question.
did I miss anything? Is that kind of the question?
No,
In
no,
a way,
it's
like-
absolutely. I mean, we're facing that every day, trying to compete with AI.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that even possible?
I know for like while on one hand you know it's coming and you need to know when to adjust yourself to what's happening around you. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that I'm ignoring it because for me it's always and will always be about human connection. So for me, with clients that I'm working with or reoccurring clients or having an opportunity to work with you guys, it's always about the human experience. Like, what value do you provide in that connection, and how do you filter out all the middle ground for people? How do you bring ideas to fruition? Because in my honest opinion, like, you can have this whole AI thing, but then you still have to tell it what to do. And as we all know, a lot of clients don't even know what they want from the beginning. So
Yeah.
you need a human to convey that message, because anybody can type anything to a robot. The robot still needs somebody to tell it what to do. So we still have value. And I think if you want to cut around what's happening with the AI, to your clients, provide value and human
Yeah.
experience, and they'll always come back.
Speaking of value, what value do we provide?
I'm like, wait.
Fuck, I don't know. Like, we do something.
We do something.
Exactly what I
Exactly.
what I just said.
Exactly.
Exactly what I just said was what you guys
Shameless
provide.
plug. Yeah.
But you know
all
what's
right.
crazy? Like, I was thinking about this, and like, okay, so I guess so we work with all kinds of clients, right? We work with independents like yourself. We are independents as well on the film side. We work with sort of like, small to mid-tier brands. We work with like government clients, and even like some big fishes. We do work with them. And like the question that we always have to deal with, if it's not already a shoot that, hey guys, we got this shoot happening here, like live events. Like live events are like, you cannot be replaced. Because you have to have that coverage.
Yeah.
You have to have people there. People
Yeah.
are speaking. People's likeness. So like live events are actually a pretty safe space, not AI replaceable. But when it comes to like a brand campaign, right? A lot of people say, okay, cool. You guys want to do this thing, but I still have to justify how the thing that you're going to do is going to impact my bottom line. So when I go back to my stakeholders, I'm going to say, well, we spent X number of dollars, but we made this much money because of that. And so what they're saying is like, look, if I can get the creative done and then use AI to make the video, now I just have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to justifying what the return is. And that's what people are saying to us. And
Okay.
we're like, right, but then the actual collaboration is what makes something great. But
Yeah.
that's not quantifiable.
Right.
So that's the thing that we're kind of like, how do you have that conversation?
Well, I think when
know?
you start getting into AI as the like forward-facing product, it then becomes licensing. So that's where your money and your stakes are going to be in licensing that content. Because you think about it, it's an animation. So you think about places that do animated distribution, like from gaming to Cartoon Network and all those platforms. Those images are licensed. They're
Right.
issued through a vendor, and they have a multitude of things connected to it. You still need a color grader. You still need an editor. While we don't want it to be a thing, it's a thing. But there's still humans that go into that process. So then again, that's still the value, is the humans. Like, so then for you guys, I'd say it's a matter of who do we recruit to build this AI thing? If we have a client that wants to do that, who are the editors that we know that can bring a great animated story to life? Who are the color correctors that we can bring to saturate the film, to bring emotion to it through color? And, you know, so there's opportunity there for sure.
So I think a lot of, companies, artists, creatives get stuck thinking that we only have to bid on jobs that are presented to us, as opposed to going after brands or organizations that we want to work with. So you just did this. We are currently pre-show back here, pre-performance at Blind Barber, a dope ass like barbershop.
Very New York.
Yeah, very New York in the East Village. Like, how exactly did you figure out how to get a brand partnership with Blind Barber and Grand Scan Recordings, right? So talking about how it came from the top and not just you as JAMR, the artist.
So I think in trying to figure out how to get my music off the ground, well, not even to think, I know, like trying to get my music off the ground, I'm really at a point where I'm like, I'm tired of feeling like I'm throwing money and effort and time into a void. And so the thing, like, when the idea was percolating, I'm like, oh, this would be cool to like attach it to something to get people to pay attention, to like, hopefully that will lead to something else. So I did a pitch out to the great guys of Blind Barber. I laid it out from top to bottom, how I see everything. And they were like, yeah, let's do it. But I think where my leverage came in was I utilized my creative direction portfolio from my time in-house at agencies. So like, as a musician, your first platform of leverage is your fan base. So I don't have a large fan base right now. So for me, when I'm approaching brand collaborations, I'm looking at what do I have to sell to this entity to get them to take a bite at what I'm doing. And it's right now, as a musician, it's always my creative direction portfolio. And I think as a musician, I'm in a unique position. So I can say that I have had a creative career and then also present this creative direction portfolio. And I think that builds trust with a new client or a new brand that you're trying to target, especially a brand that's so widespread like Blind Barber. And yeah, I think it's really just about showing the value and like what you bring. If you don't have this, what else do you have?
Totally.
Yeah.
I mean, we sort of cut our teeth in fashion, and and so when we started to present to, brands outside of fashion, all we had was our fashion stuff.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, we got to use it, right? We got to use it as leverage.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of people are afraid to do that, but use what you got, and you did that, and we're here.
Yeah. And I'm like, either way, like, I feel like a lot of creatives get bound to one industry because, like, a lot of us, you might have one idea for something. Like, for me, the way I always saw myself breaking in as a creative was as an A&R in music, but it never happened. And then I slowly but surely, like, I started out as a campaign manager for digital doing tours, and then I still could never break as an A&R, and then I slowly somehow ended up in the fashion advertising space.
Right.
And I just use it to my benefit because it's cool. And I think creatives, we think because you break in one industry or you surface in one industry and your portfolio is here, that's all it can be. And then you have people telling you, no, you're from fashion, we don't get why you would want to do this, or you can't do this. And it's like, no, because if you are a great creative or whatever end of the spectrum you're on, if you can tell a story, if you can produce, if you can write, you can do that in any space. And like, I stand on that, and I don't let anybody tell me what I can do. And like, I'm just at a point, I've stopped asking for permission. And I'm just like, either you like it or you don't. And the worst you can say is no.
Yeah. I mean, I think we were surprised by that because we're filmmakers, right?
Yeah.
So we can do anything.
Yeah.
Anything. anything. Like seriously, like that's the attitude you have to have the filmmaker.
Got to be a little bit cocky.
Yeah, you have to. And we started doing the fashion stuff, and we started sending it to different clients. And, oh, you guys do fashion. I'm like, what? No, that's just, oh, but that's what they're saying.
Yes.
So that's what they're saying, so that's what they assume. And what else do you want them to assume?
Yeah.
Which is why you have to actually go out and build a portfolio that shows that you are not just fashion.
And diverse portfolio.
I mean,
but I think in that stage of like trying to tell clients like, look, this is just my portfolio of work now. I haven't had the opportunity to do X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
Again, it's like back to my earlier point. It's how you sell it. How do you sell your value to get it? Like at the end of the day, no matter what you're trying to do, it's your responsibility as a creative or as the head of a company to train the consumer. It's your responsibility to train the clients and make them see what you want to see, and that's ultimately, in my opinion, what gets them to buy in or partake or co-collaborate or just say, yeah, we'll keep you in mind, and keeping you in mind is not a bad thing either. So
make them see that notes tab on your phone.
I know I got
that's it. Yeah,
100,000 of them in my phone.
Yeah. No, man. Well, it's been great, man. I appreciate you coming out talking to me, Iran. You know, this is the first one we're doing, and again, we are trying to do this because we think if we hear other people's conversations and it gives us value, maybe if you hear our conversations, it will also give you value. Yeah, and absolutely. Talking to people like JAMR, you know, his ideas are so buttoned up. Like, when he sends you something, you're like, all right, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I think he knows how we're going to do it. There's always got to be one person, okay, that motherfucker knows what's going on. And that one person is there, they will get people on board if they're passionate about it. So, appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you guys. No, I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, and where can they find your music at? Where can they find this performance once it goes live? Produced by 40 Love, by the way.
Yeah. Music is on all of the platforms you may have on your phone. Apple Music, Spotify, what is it, Deezer? Oh my God. Is it Deezer? Deezer. One of those. Tidal. The performance will actually debut from Instagram through my platform in partnership with Blind Barber, and we will be keeping everyone updated on when to follow us to go see those pieces. So,
yeah.
Wonderful.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. I think that's it.
Yeah, this is it, man. Cheers.
Cheers.
Blind Barber.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Don't open it. This will get mad.
Blind Barber. Yeah. Years.
Wait, and how sick is this logo?
It's just life in your years.
This logo means something, so pay attention to the live performance.
There you go.
Ooh. Oh, Easter eggs.
Cheers.